Okay, welcome everyone. This is the April 5th regular meeting of the North Shore Board of Fire Commissioners, and our first order of business will be roll call.
Good evening. Commissioner Admin is not available at this moment, but will be joining later. Commissioner Pratt,
Present.
Commissioner Byers,
Present.
Commissioner Webster,
Here.
Commissioner Woolham,
Here.
Chief Morris,
Present.
Chief Cowan,
Here.
Legal Counsel Matt Paxton,
Here.
Lake Forest Park Council Member Philippa Cassover.
Here.
I don't see Kenmore City Council Member Nigel Herbig, and I'm Board Secretary Amy Oakley.
All right, thank you, Amy. Second order of business will be public comment.
I did not receive any advance requests for public comment, but if anyone would like to make a public comment, you can go ahead and raise your hand and unmute.
Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Item 3, approval of our agenda. Is there someone willing to make a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the agenda as presented. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
And aye. That's unanimous. Thank you very much. Item 4, we'll be excusing ourselves into executive session. Ms. Oakley, would you please read the language?
Yes, and how long will this initially be for?
I think we'll start with 20 minutes and extend as necessary.
Okay, we are going to move into executive session for 20 minutes pursuant to RCW 42.30.1101G to discuss the performance of a public employee, and also pursuant to RCW 42.30.1101I to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency matters relating to litigation or potential litigation. It is 5:03. I'll go ahead and pause the recording and open a breakout room, and we'll return at 5:23. Thank you. Good evening. The board is extending their executive session by 10 minutes, so they'll return at 5:33. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Before we move on to item 5.1, we do have a quick amendment to our agenda. Is there a motion? Someone willing to make that motion? Commissioner Webster?
I'll make a motion that we add to item 5.2 to make the first line that's on there, 5.2A, leave the amended and restated employment agreement for Chief Morris, and add an item 5.2B, which would be MOU for a BC infill with Chief Morris.
Excellent. Thank you, Commissioner Webster. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor of the amendment to the agenda, please say aye.
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 And aye. Okay, it's unanimous. Excellent. Thank you very much. Item 5.1, conversation with local 2459. Is there a representative here that wishes to speak?
Yes.
All right, excellent. President Ingersoll.
Hello. Thanks again for having us on. Real quick, just wanted to let the board know that we have filed with the IAFF to consolidate into one local with 1760. We are expecting to probably hear something, I would assume within the next week or two at the latest, of that getting passed by their board. And once that does happen, I needed to know if the board wants to continue having a representative from the local participate in the meetings. I won't be serving on the new board, but Vice President Ford is, and then their union president as well would be. I haven't talked to them yet, but probably somebody would be happy to attend the meetings and answer any questions on behalf of the local.
Thank you, President Ingersoll. Commissioner Webster?
Yeah, I think it's important that we have input from the locals. So yes, I think you should continue to have a representative there.
Great. Yeah, I'll definitely pass that on and make sure that somebody still continues to log in and be there with any questions.
Any objections to that? I'm also in favor of continued representation from the local. Okay, excellent. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, item 5.2. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry, item 5.2A. The amended and restated employment agreement with Chief Morris that was presented to us on Friday of last week. Is there someone willing to make a motion? Commissioner Webster?
Make a motion that we accept the amended and restated employment agreement for Chief Morris as presented on Friday.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on this? Okay, we'll now take a vote then. All in favor, please say aye.
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 And aye. Okay, thank you. It's unanimous. And item 5.2B, which is concerning an MOU signed between Chief Morris and Local 2459 that allows Chief Morris to fill in as battalion chief. This is due to some extenuating circumstances we're having with staffing that position. So, someone willing to make a motion? Commissioner Webster?
I make a motion that we accept the MOU for Chief Morris to infill as a BC as needed.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? I'd just say that glad that he's willing to make this sacrifice, and sorry that we're in this position at the moment. But I think it's the right thing to do at this point. So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Sorry, Commissioner Wolman Byers.
Aye.
Aye.
And aye. Okay, thank you. It's unanimous. All right. Moving on, item 5.3, separation agreement with HR specialist Shannon Moore. Someone want to make a motion to pass this agreement? Commissioner Webster's on a roll.
Might as well get our work done here. I make a motion that we accept the separation agreement for Shannon Moore as presented.
I'll second that.
Excellent, thank you. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, let's vote. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Okay, again, unanimous. Right on. Okay, moving down the line, 5.4, update from Shoreline Fire Department negotiation team. Commissioner Webster and Mr. Paxton.
Well, I'll jump in on that. Right now, we have had several meetings and been working through the numbers that have been presented in our current draft of the ILA. Currently, that information is being looked at by Tom Broshi. And I believe he just sent some requests for more information to Chief Cowan to get a better understanding where the numbers are coming from and what the impacts will be long-term to our district. So we're working on it as fast as we can. It's just taking time. There's a lot to this contract will impact us for 8 years. we need to have a total understanding of what's going on, and we're working on it. It's slow go, but there's a lot to cover here. So that's where I'm at. Mr. Paxton, did you have anything to add to that?
Only that the non-financial terms have, I believe for the most part, all been negotiated and agreed to. So we're just wanting to make sure that the numbers we're getting make sense and we understand them. If there's anything that needs to be clarified, and there's Commissioner Webster put it succinctly there.
Excellent. Okay, Chief Morris, anything to add?
Just a question. Would it be beneficial for the board to see and have the ILA explained, kind of keeping the numbers out of it at this point, not going into detail on the numbers necessarily, but the remainder of the ILA? So that's essentially already, at least you're familiar with it. I'm not saying necessarily tonight, but whether that's a special meeting or because there's a fair amount to that as well. And if that part was already completed before we get into the numbers, maybe that's beneficial. I'm posing that question.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Chief. At minimum, getting the completed portion of the ILA out to the commissioners for review. And then maybe a special meeting later this week to have it explained, and maybe at that point, Tom Brochi is also available with his numbers. Does that seem reasonable?
I think the work that needs to be done for Tom Brochi is going to take all week. So I don't have a problem having a meeting to talk about the already agreed part, but I don't think the numbers will be sorted out until, first part of next week. Just my feelings and what's going to be involved there. It's taken me quite a bit of time to get through it.
Sure. Okay, Chief Cowan, you had your hand up.
Yeah, right before this meeting, Tom sent an email out with some questions. I skimmed it. I didn't have any time to look at it before we got into the meeting. I can promise you that I'll be putting my full efforts into it tomorrow to try and get it all answered, because we need to get this done. And so I don't know if that's gonna satisfy Tom or not, or if Rick or Commissioner Webster, if you're gonna have any more or questions or whatever, or follow up with Tom or not. There is a lot of details in there that we could spend a lot of time explaining and working through, but at the same time, I don't know where he's at, except for the questions that he's asked. So I don't know if it's going to take the rest of this one. Did you get a sense, Commissioner Webster, if Tom was going to do more than what he's already put in that email? Because I did skim it, and I think I can respond to it tomorrow. But is there more coming? Do you know?
I think from this point, from what I've read of it, because I just got it also, that there might be some more coming, but not much. It depends on how your answers come out, and then that'll develop other questions that'll come up. And so there'll be some give and take here yet after you go through this round. So, yes. So my feeling is that today is Tuesday. If we can, we'll meet again. If you get your answers through and meet with Tom, we can set up our negotiating committee and have a conversation. Then we might be able to get something later in the week, and we'll get with Chair Pratt and set up a meeting. But until we see what the answers are and what Tom Brochi comes back with, I can't set a deadline at this point.
Okay. I will be out of town Monday through Wednesday of next week.
And we can get something done by Friday, maybe. Okay. We'll shoot for it. We'll work on it as soon as we get it. So, okay.
Okay. It sounds like time is of the essence here, and foot on the gas pedal.
Here again, it's going to impact our district for 16 years. I mean, for 8 years. And so we need to, make sure we have it right before we get done with it. Okay. So thank you.
Right. Any other questions from other commissioners? Okay.
I would like to see, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Tyler.
I would like to see any information that we can get. I think it would be good. I think the more information, the better. And so if Brochi is able to get it to us next week, maybe before our next regular scheduled meeting, if we can get a rundown of what is going on with the ILA, I think that'd be some good information for us to take. And if it's not finalized, then we can have another meeting to finalize some of the numbers and stuff like that. But
so that is the plan. As soon as we get something that we can present that makes sense, that we can correlate back to the original proposals, that's what we want to come back to the board. Right now, it doesn't correlate back. So Tom's trying to get it in that position. So, okay.
Ms. Oakley.
Just wanted to announce for the record that Commissioner Admin has joined the meeting.
Welcome, Commissioner Admin. Out there doing his paramedicine job.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, been running back-to-back calls all afternoon.
No worries. Okay. I'm sorry. Any other questions or comments for the chief or Mr. Paxton or Commissioner Webster? All right, Commissioner Admin, we're just finishing up item 5.4. We just got an update from our negotiation team. I would like to just make a quick comment. Received an email from a citizen this week concerned that there was some discussion about a reduction in services at Station 51. And I just wanted to reassure all members of the public and both of our city councils that at no point has there been a reduction in service that was considered. And the only considerations have been an increase in services at Station 57. So just wanted to get that on the public record. Okay, item 5.5, our discussion of return to in-person meetings. At our last meeting, we decided that we wanted as a target date our first meeting in May to have an in-person option. And Chief Morris was going to look into technological requirements of that. Chief Morris, any updates?
Yeah, we're ready to go. We have purchased the microphone option. Yeah, it just picks up sound a little bit better than what we're using right here, which should be ample for the public meeting room. So it hasn't arrived yet, but it should be here any day. So we'll be ready to go first meeting in May.
All right, good. All their commissioners comfortable with that plan?
You mean we're going to have to get dressed again?
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, Commissioner Byers.
just to clarify on that one, that we're going to have the option that where people can still Zoom if they need to. The public can still Zoom in, but we'll be holding in person if we can.
That's my understanding and my plan. Yeah. We want Commissioner Webster to be able to attend from Maui as much as possible. Okay. All right. Anything else on 5.5, the in-person meetings? All right. Item 5.6, our April 18th Robert's Rules of Order training. I believe we have a signed contract by Commissioner Admin, who was tasked. We all agreed that the 18th worked and that Commissioner Admin would finalize that. Commissioner Admin, anything to add there?
No, as far as I know, we're a go for that. And that was just kind of a complete the loop step that hadn't been done yet. So I think we're a go for that training.
Excellent. Commissioner Webster?
So we'll get a Zoom invite for that sent out at the time. So we'll be able to attend, correct?
Yeah, it's actually in your email inbox already.
All right, okay, good.
And just so the public is in tune, the public will be able to sign in and listen, but the meeting will not be recorded for proprietary reasons on the training that's being provided. Okay. All right. Board resolutions. We have none. Item 7 on our agenda, consent. Vouchers, commissioner compensation, and meeting minutes. Is there a
I
motion?
make a motion that we accept them as presented.
Excellent. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right. Consent agenda has been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
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 And aye. Okay, it's unanimous. Item 8, reports, starting with the fire chief.
Yeah, nothing to add other than what's in there. I'll certainly take any questions. Jennifer Kunkel is planning on having the annual report completed by the end of this month. So hopefully we can get that wrapped up before we transition. Yeah, anything else? I'll take questions.
I had a quick question, Chief.
Yeah.
Saw that Bothel's likely to withdraw from the North King County Training Consortium in 2023, and Deputy Chief Walgren, currently the director of the North King County Training Consortium, now the new director of the Training Consortium with Eastside. What's the plan? Is he going to be leaving in mid-2022? Is there a replacement in the interim? And what does the Training Consortium look like going forward?
Yeah, great question. So we do know for a fact that Director Walgren has elected to leave and go to the East King Training Consortium. Bothell has notified us that that is their plan, but they still had to work through bargaining the impacts. And I don't know how their city council is going to weigh in, if at all. And I don't know if that's taken place yet, but they did notify us that they plan on leaving. It's unfortunate, but that's certainly their choice. So we are in discussions about what it looks like moving forward, because it's very different if Bothell decides to remain. But my personal opinion is that we plan now for moving forward without them, because they've notified us that they want to leave. I have not been filled in on the details of why that is, but I think our best move now is to move forward as if they're not going to be here, and put our own training division together, because we certainly have the capacity to put an awesome training division together. We have fantastic folks in there now. So my personal opinion is that that's what we plan for without them. And I don't think it's to our benefit to wait and see what they do. I think we got to move ahead. So within the next 2 months, we're going to have a firm grasp on what's happening. And we can make decisions on that, because we have to plan for 2023. And we all know that Director Walgren's leaving, and he will be planning for 2023. And that shouldn't be on our dime. So we need to plan accordingly as well.
Okay, thank you for that. Any other questions or comments from the commissioners on the fire chief report? Okay, any commissioner reports? None. Legal counsel?
Yeah, I'll just cover 2 recent changes in the law. Many of you may have heard of the change of HB 1310 of July of last year. Use of force for police officers changed to restrict the ability to, well, encourage de-escalation, let's say. It didn't directly affect firefighters, but it had an indirect response, because oftentimes firefighters respond to medical emergencies where police officers might also be there performing some sort of community caretaking service. The concern was that police officers would not respond to those dangerous situations, leaving firefighters, EMS providers exposed. That's changed effective March 4th of this year. The legislator clarified that legislation, kind of stating explicitly that it's not intended to prohibit police officers from protecting the citizens from danger, from getting involved in these type of community caretaking functions. And most importantly, it removed, quote, leaving the area as one of the de-escalation tactics. So this bill, a lot of changes to that 2021 law, but overall, it's kind of a reassuring for firefighters that the police will be there in those dangerous calls that you respond to. The second one, HB 1329, is a change to the Open Public Meetings Act. Part of it was effective on March 24th of this year when it passed, but most of it's effective on June 9th. It codifies what we've been working on under the proclamation for a while, which basically says if there's an emergency that prevents you from getting together, you can have remote only meetings. It also allows you to fully prohibit people from attending or limit people in part from attending. So if you have a capacity limit, for example, you might allow the first 20 people to come in the room. But when you are limiting the occupancy or having remote only, there needs to be a cost-free option for folks to dial in, a phone number, a link like we're already doing. So not much of a change from our practice, but there's a change in the law there. Other changes in this new law is that it explicitly allows commissioners, even if it's an in-person meeting, to call in via phone. It's always been our understanding, but now it's actually stated in the law. Slight change to special meeting notice requirements. I may talk to Amy a little bit about that if it comes up. And then later this year, there's going to be some changes. Public comment is now going to be required of public agencies. It used to be optional, although I understand that this agency has had public comment for quite some time. It will also encourages agencies to audio and video record their meetings. Audio or video record their meetings. This organization does the audio recordings and post them for a minimum of 6 months. Again, this is just an encouragement. We have years, I believe, at this point of recorded meetings on our website. And finally, it now requires that the announcement for the executive sessions, which we all hear Amy read them every time, they now must be included in the meeting minutes. I'm pretty sure Amy already does include these in the meeting minutes, but that wasn't required until, well, it won't be required until June 9th of this year. And that is kind of the top level changes to the Open Public Meeting Act effective March 24th. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Paxton. Any questions for our legal counsel? Okay. Item 9, future board agenda items. Anything that we need to add? Okay. All right. I'll work with Amy and Chief Morris, and we'll have that out to you. Keep an eye out for a potential special meeting at the end of the week, or maybe early next week. All right. Anything for the good of order? Okay.
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
It's been moved that we adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
And moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Okay, thank you very much. Take care, you guys.
Bye-bye.